Welcome back. In previous two videos we talked about income determination in three-sector model, and then we went on to derive government expenditure multiplier and the tax multiplier. In this video what I want to do is talk about balanced budget multiplier, which we will obtain by combining the changes in taxation and changes in government spending. And before we do that, there are a couple of assumptions that we need to keep in mind before writing down the equations, right? So first assumption is that the balanced budget policy. Here we have assumed that tax is equal to government spending, right? The amount that government is spending is equal to the tax revenues. And the changes in government spending is also equal to changes in tax revenues. Okay. So, balanced budget theorem says that balanced budget multiplier is always equal to 1. So, if we denote balanced budget multiplier as BBM, so this is equal to 1. So, this is we are going to keep in mind, and we are out here to prove this very thing that we are talking about. Okay, so I have written this these equation ahead of time. So, this is nothing but this equation is nothing but the income determination in three-sector model that we derive in the previous videos. In this equation, what I am doing is introducing the changes, right? The delta y and delta t and delta g. So these are the changes that we have introduced. So increment in taxation and increment in government spending will cause some changes in the national equilibrium level of national income, and to what extent this changes is going to be, we will prove in next couple of steps. Okay, so after introducing the changes, what I have done is subtracted the original equation from the new equation, and after doing that, what we are left with is just the changes that we are concerned about, right? So we have followed a very similar process in finding out tax multipliers and the government expenditure multiplier. So this is nothing out of the ordinary that we are doing here. Okay, so after subtracting this equation, the original equation, we get delta y is equal to 1 over 1 minus b times minus b times delta t plus delta g. Okay, so since our assumption here that delta g is equal to delta t, what we are going to do is we will substitute. Okay, so we have the assumption here is delta t is equal to delta g, so we will substitute delta t in this equation, with delta g. Okay, so what we will get here is delta y is equal to 1 over 1 minus b times minus b times delta g plus delta g. Okay, so I will just rearrange this equation, and I'm bringing 1 minus b to the other side of the equation. Okay, so delta y times 1 minus b is equal to minus b delta g plus delta g. Okay, again rewriting this equation, y times 1 minus b equal to delta g times 1 minus b. So I've just taken delta g common from this whole term. Okay, so here again this will cancel out. 1 minus b times 1 minus b, sorry, not times, my brain is not functioning with full capacity here, and sorry, it can't function with full capacity, pardon me. Delta y is equal to delta g. right? You get the idea. This term will cancel out. It will bring 1 minus b on to this side of the equation, and this will just be equal to 1. Okay, so in order to find out or get the balanced budget multiplier, we can divide both sides of the equation by delta g. So let's do this. Delta y over delta g is equal to delta g over delta g, which is equal to 1, right? So we know that delta y from this part of the equation, in this step, we know that delta y is equal to delta g, and we already had the other assumption that delta g is equal to delta t. So we can rewrite this equation as delta t over delta g, okay, equal to delta g over delta g, that is equal to 1, right? So we'll just cancel out. So this is our balanced budget multiplier, okay, and this is balanced budget multiplier. Okay, I have a horrible handwriting, I know that. And this is equal to 1, which means that given delta t, the changes in government expenditure is equal to changes in tax. The increment in national income will be exactly by the amount of increase in the government expenditure, right? So given the changes in government expenditure is equal to changes in tax, right? The increase in national income, okay, income will be exactly equal to 1, and we can see that from this step, right? This step, this is increase in national income, which is equal to increase in government expenditure. Okay.